want your tournament castings to have nice features like this, I'm going to give you guys a step-by-step guide and show you how this is done. Make sure to watch, leave a like, subscribe, and a comment. What's up YouTube? How's everybody doing? So today I'm going to be teaching you guys how to create a cool and professional looking overlay for eSports tournaments for OBS Streamlabs. And it also works on OBS, but Streamlabs is a little bit easier just because we have all these functions that are already here for us. But I'll show you guys how to do it. You might have to look up on yourself if you need to do it on OBS normal. So let's get started. Basically, what I'm creating right now is an overlay for esports tournaments where you can use it for games like Counter-Strike, Valorant. You can use it for games like the one I play is AVA, and I'll show it to you guys. You'll see it here in a bit. But I usually host tournaments and cast tournaments for this game, and it looks amazing. All the people that are watching, they usually tell me it looks insane. The features are nice, and I'll also show you guys how to create what is instant replay for your tournaments. Whenever somebody does like a clutch moment, a cool moment, you can get that on instant replay, and it's gonna look super nice. It's super professional. You can use this yourself on games, any game you want. So first of all, what we want to do is we want to get our scene on OBS created. So right here, I already used my own scene, my own overlay theme. It's called eSports by Streamlabs. This one, I like this one a lot just because the coloring of it, everything just about it looks nice and professional. So for instance, here's how the coloring of the starting screen looks like. There's the red, white, and blue. Red, white, and black, sorry. So red, white, and black, and it just looks so much nicer than just a static one. So I have this nice dynamic animation one, and it makes it look so much nicer. So right now, let's first of all get started. You got a bunch of scenes here. We'll only be using a couple, so we don't really need all of it. But right now we're gonna be working on our live scene. And first thing we wanna do is we wanna add our game capture, which is, you'll need to add a source right here, and you will choose game capture, which is going to capture our game, and I already have our game opened up here. If it's not resized, you will have to resize it itself, but this is how it's going to look. And then, so we want to add a nice feature to our game, which is a scoreboard. So every tournament, you need a scoreboard. You need to let your viewers know what the score is, or the new people that join in what the score is if it doesn't already. Because for instance, our game, whenever we play a tournament, we play with 10 rounds, but the game only has like a certain amount of rounds. And so basically one team plays 9 rounds, and then they switch over to the next side. They switch sides, and then that's why we have the scoreboard to keep up with the rounds. So basically, I'm going to show you guys here a website that is very, very, very useful. Remember this website, it's one of the best websites you'll ever see. It's free. You don't have to pay anything for it. All you need to do is create an account on it, and I'll show you guys. I'm going to flip over to the website right now. It's called Uno. Alright, so switching over here to Uno Overlays. Basically what we're going to do is I'm going to open up Uno Overlays on Google. It's going to be the first link you will see here, and so you just click on the link, and it's going to look just like this. So like I said, just create an account. This is the best way to do it, is just create an account. You don't have to. You can do it per tournament. If you host like one tournament a month, you don't have to create an account, but it's just so much easier because it keeps your settings saved for the next tournament. So basically we have our account created, and there's so many different kinds. We can take a look at the library. There's so many different overlays that you can choose from depending on how you want your tournament, how you want it to look. You can have with, like, if you want pictures like this with the team and the team roster, you can have it like this. If you want it to be like the stats, if you want to add the stats, you can always do that. For instance, here's one for some of the esports ones. You get your picture, their stats and stuff. So the one I use for my tournaments is called Snooker. and we'll look it up. It's made for the snooker pool tables, but it's just nice because whenever we have our tournaments, you can put the team logo or the flag, and basically all you have to do is add it to my overlays. I already have it added, so I'll just go here, and then I will double click it to open it. Alright, and once we're in, this is how it's gonna look. It's very, very simple, and I'll show you guys also how to set it up with the Stream Deck. That way it's so much easier to control it from the Stream Deck. The nice thing about this is you can have it on your phone, you can have it on your iPad if you have one, if you have a tablet, and you can basically control the score from your phone or tablet while your main computer screen is focused on the game. You don't have to have it open here. That's the nice thing about it. Like I said, you can have your phone or your main or a tablet to control it. So going over here where it says player 1, this is going to be your first team. So let's say in terms of CSGO teams, we have team, or we can just call it Navi. Okay, so we have a team name called Navi, and then we have a team called Cloud9. Alright, so now after we added our team names, basically we want to come up here and we want to copy our output URL. And you can do this before choosing the team names and stuff, but you only have to do this one time where you add this copy your output URL. So we're going to copy this, and then we're going to go back to OBS. Okay, so we're going to go to OBS Streamlabs here, and we're going to basically go to sources, and we're going to go to add a new source, and we're going to go to browser sources. We're going to choose that, and then in the browser source we're going to rename this to scoreboard, add that source, and then here in the URL area you're going to copy, or you're going to paste that link you just took out from the Uno overlays, and then you're just going to close it up here, and that's all you'll need to do. Oh, I chose the wrong one. Sorry about that, we chose the wrong one. So do that, browser source again, scoreboard, and then we are going to paste that link. Give it a second, it's gonna load up, and then depending on what size you want it to be, or whatever, like how you're gonna position it, you can control that from your mouse, grabbing it, dragging it. You can also use the arrow keys if you want to get it, move it up a little bit, just like that. Alright, so now with the scoreboard, like I said, you can control this with your iPad. If you have a Stream Deck, it makes things so much nicer and so much easier. I'll show you guys that in a bit. But basically, if you have, if for instance Team Navi they won one round and you want to add a point, you go back to the Uno overlays on your phone, tablet, or your other monitor, and you will click, and basically, so whenever, for instance, Team Navi, they won one round, here in the player one scoring, depending on who's player one, they will either gain a round, just like that. All you have to do is press it. You can do it, like I said, from your phone, your tablet, your other monitor, and if you have the Stream Deck, it makes it so much nicer. You can just press that button. And down here where it says frames one, this is how many games or maps they won. And depending on how many, is it best of 3 or best of 5, you get to choose from up here so that people that are watching, they understand. So for instance, all you have to do is just change this to a 3, and on top it will change to a 3. And that's best of 3. So let's say Navi, they scored 1 point, you'll add another point here. If let's say these guys are the other team, which is Cloud9, they won a game, you'll add a game here, and it will show up in the middle right there. And this is a really nice feature. Like, this is one of the best things I found online that is free. So it's really nice to have. So next thing we want to add to our OBS is I like to have, for instance, for me, this is you can also add these like little details on the bottom of your stream, on the side. I have an image created for me, like for the instance, what kind of tournament it is, and like who's it streamed by with my logo. So I have here, I will add this image. It is right here. And it's just a really nice look at the bottom. It's streamed by, then you have my logo, and then you have also, which is the name of the tournament that we're playing. And this is currently one that we are playing. It's called the ICC 2024. And we're currently streaming this one, and I am one of the casters for it. So that's a nice thing to have here, just to make it look nice. So another thing you want to fix for your live scene, if you don't know how to fix your audio or desktop microphone audio, basically what you want to do to make it look crisp and nice is you want to go to your audio here, and if you don't have this edit, you can just go to sources and you will add an audio input capture device right here. I already have it added because it comes with the theme, so all I have to do is go to this cogwheel right down here, and in this cogwheel I will choose filters, and then I will edit the filters. I already have the filters added. Basically, you want to put these in order as they are right now. So you want to have the first one is a noise suppression, and you want to change this to RN noise for good quality, and then you want to have a noise gate, and then you will have you do not need to play with any of this, honestly. It's just standard stuff. For the noise suppression, it usually starts off with specs, uses low quality noise, but if you have a good CPU, and I mean you need just a decent CPU, and then you'll have good noise, and I would choose the RN noise. And then basically you want to add a compressor, and you want to add a gain, and in the gain you want to keep it between an 8 and a 9, and then the reason for this is you want to keep your audio sound in that yellow and beginning of the red area right here, as you see in my microphone when I'm speaking. You want to keep it in the yellow and the red. And that's it for the microphone part. So right now we have our scoreboard, we have our streamed by image, and then this is all you will need for the live scene. You don't want to add your camera because people really want to see the game more than they want to see the caster himself. So unless you want to make the game a little bit smaller and add your face to the side, you can do that, but this is all you will need for the live scene. Now let's create our instant replay. Our instant replay is the coolest feature we have so far. It's very, like, I had to search up a bunch of videos, and I honestly did it the way I wanted it. I had to edit it and fix it the way I wanted it. So basically what we will need to do first of all is go down to our settings for Streamlabs, and we will go to output over here, and we will go to replay buffer. And all we need to do is enable replay buffer. And then if you have basically you want to choose the timing for the replay buffer. For me, my sweet spot, it's been 30 seconds, and then I can also control it when I set it up for my stream deck. But 30 seconds is the sweet spot for a replay. Usually if somebody has a clutch moment, it's within the 30 seconds, and most of the time if you're planting a bomb on CSGO, if you're planting a bomb on AVA, on Valorant, anything, the timer is about 25 seconds. So this is a good sweet spot for that. So once you enable the replay buffer, we need to go down to hotkeys here, and we need to go to where it says save replay. Basically, you get to choose whatever button you want or you're comfortable with when you're pressing the replay, and make sure it's a button that you barely use, because you don't want to keep accidentally tapping that replay button. So for me, I have it as end because I barely use the button end, and this is on my keyboard. But on my stream deck itself, I have a macro for the end button, where I'll press on my stream deck, and I'll show you guys that in a bit. And it basically presses end for me. So for here, I have end, and I'll show you guys how this works. We're gonna press done, and that's all you'll need to do for the instant replay. So first of all, let's create a scene called instant replay. Okay, and we'll move this up a little bit closer to our live scene. And basically, you can have the instant replay as is, like this, but I made mine. I worked on a little bit on mine, and I made it look really nice. Because in the beginning where I had it was when I hit that instant replay, it took the whole screen and it was showing just the instant replay. And whenever they went into the next round, we'd have to switch back if a lot of action started happening right away. So what I did is I created an image on the website Canva. It's free. If you guys don't know about Canva, it's a great tool. Very, very great tool for creating thumbnails, creating videos, and creating images that whatever you want. So basically, we're gonna add an image, and I already have this image in my files. So we're gonna call this background image. We'll add it here, and yeah, here we go. It's this instant replay one, and it will. Mine is just like this. I'll resize it exactly to how I want it. It looks just like that. Where this part of the screen, it will show the instant replay, and this part will show the live scene, so that people don't miss any moments of the stream. And then basically what we need to do is we're going to add our game capture again, and we'll choose the same game capture, and we'll need to resize this. It's a good idea to lock this, by the way, so you don't accidentally remove it, or not the game capture but the background. Lock it, and then basically we need to just resize it in that area, just like that. Perfect. So that's how our main game screen looks like. And then we'll also add our instant replay. Basically, we just go into our browser or our sources here. We're gonna add a source, and it's gonna be called, here we go. So it's instant replay. So you're just gonna add this, or add it as instant replay. You wanna make sure this loop is turned on, so it replays the replay. So let's say they already saw the replay, right? But you're on a halftime timeout and you want to show them the replay again. This loop will automatically show that replay. So keep that here. And then basically, whenever you hit that replay button or that hotkey for the replay, it's going to show right here. And because I'm recording right now, I'll have to turn on basically right here. This is called replay buffer. So it's already turned on for me, but in the settings, in the replay, in the output, was it in output? Let me double check. I think it was maybe in advanced. Just looking for it. I totally forgot where it's going to be. I think it's once you enable it. Once you enable it, it automatically turns on when you start streaming. All right, here we go. Automatically start. It's in general. You go to automatically start replay buffer when streaming. There we go. You want to make sure you tick that. So make sure you have that on so that it automatically starts recording whatever replay it is. So we're gonna press done on that, and we're gonna press end. So it's gonna look like this. there we go. So for the instant replay, you want to resize it. It's gonna it won't have like a background or anything, so it's gonna look kind of weird, like something didn't show up. So right there, you're gonna place it right there on your instant replay size, and then we're gonna also lock this so it doesn't move. And then when we hit that end button, basically it's going to start our replay. Let's go to hotkeys here. Alright, we're gonna go switch here real quick, and then I'll switch back. For some reason it's not showing. Cause there it is. It's okay. So we have to make sure. There we go. So we have to make sure that the instant replay is above everything here. So basically, it's going to show the instant replay, and then you want to make sure your file where the instant replays are is not too full, but basically this is how it's gonna look. It's gonna show the instant replay. Let's make a little scene here real quick. We're gonna go into here and make it a scene where I'm gonna take a few shots in the game, like this. We're gonna shoot a few shots. Just like that. So we'll go back out, and then we're gonna press that instant replay button. So alright, so first of all, it has to happen. It has to happen on our live stream, like this. Just like that. We'll make videos. There we go. Now we're gonna hit that instant replay button, and we were gonna switch over to our scene. And just like that, guys, that's how the instant replay is gonna look like. It'll show the replay of the gameplay right there, and then it also has the main scene. So you have to be on the live scene when you click this instant replay. So the nice thing about it is in your settings, or if you have, let's take a look. Alright, we're gonna go to hotkeys. In your settings here, you can toggle or switch between different scenes in your Streamlabs. So basically, you get to choose. If you did an instant replay, you can choose between scenes. So right here, if you want to switch to a instant replay scene, so you're starting on the live scene basically right here. Then when you click end, where is it? Okay, so you're on the live scene right here. You want to add, this is if you don't have a stream deck. If you do have it, it's much easier if you're just working right off your keyboard. basically you want to switch the scene. You want to make sure that each one of these, the instant replay and the live scene, have that hotkey. So basically we're going to set this hotkey to our, for instance, our page down button, okay? And then we have the instant replay, it's going to be page up, okay? And then we're gonna just click on done. So we're on the live scene, right? Where we made our clip. We made our clip. We have our 30-second clip or whatever it is, and then we click basically end, and then we're gonna switch to our instant replay screen, just like that, using our keyboard hotkeys that we just chose. So you'll see it here. Boom, and just like that, we'll just press now our switch to scene, which is page down, and we're right back into the game. Super simple. You need your hotkeys. We have 3 hotkeys, and that's all we're using. And to create that instant replay, page down or page up to go to our instant replay screen, page down to go to our back to our live scene. And that's all you need is 3 hotkeys, just like that, and it's super simple. If, like I said, if you have your Stream Deck, and I'll show you guys, I want to pull up my Stream Deck right now. I'm going to pull it up here. So this is how my Stream Deck looks like. I'm also going to show you guys a nice way to transition, where if you're using OBS normally, and if you don't have a nice transition, you can have one specifically only for this instant replay. Basically, you're going to go here where it says edit scene transition, and then you will add a new transition. You'll call this one instant replay. You'll have this created, and this is what I have on my own streams. So you will go here, you want to add this as a stinger, make sure it is stinger, and then you'll browse for that I guess I don't have it right now, but I'll show you guys how it looks. Here, let's grab it real quick. Go to our downloads. So you can basically choose whatever transition you want. I have my own, which is an instant replay. I'll show it to you guys here real quick. So this is mine. This is the one I use. So let me show you guys real quick. And basically, this is how mine looks like. My instant replay. When I switch to the instant replay, it shows that cool transition right there. So going back to the live scene, I have one for just the normal transition for the tournament, and then we have the instant replay, just like that. And you can get these off from YouTube. You can get them to like 3-second videos. Just switch them from you want to make them into a, I think it was an MP4 file. So let's see. So this one is called replay. I'm gonna edit. It's a web. Okay, so you gotta make sure they're WebM files. And you can find them anywhere, honestly, on Google, YouTube, there's a bunch. So that's how mine looks like, very nice, and it makes it look super nice on stream. So going back to our scene here, I'm gonna go back here real quick. I'll also start pulling up my Stream Deck. So this is how I have it for mine. For my Stream Deck, it's super nice and it's super handy. My Stream Deck just sits right in front of me. All I have to do is press a button, and it will do whatever I want it to do. And let's switch back here, and I'll show you guys how it works. So we're looking at right now our live stream right here. This is all I have is my on my live stream, exactly what I just showed you guys. So whenever, for instance, Team Italy right here, they want a point. I will just press on my Steam Deck, press right here +1 for Italy, or if they won a game, they'll press this and it'll give them a point up here into the game win. And if, let's say, that first map is done, I created a reset button, and I'll show you guys all the steps needed to be done in here. And basically, we have our live scene where we can switch to our live, we can switch to our intermission right here. If you want to tell your watchers to subscribe, here's a small message. And then there's the +1 for the other team and the game 1 for the other team, and then you can also reset right here. So this reset here is for the games 1, and this one is for the points. So basically, in your Stream Deck, what you want to do is you go to the website and you want to add the Uno overlays. They literally have a plugin for their Stream Decks, and it's super nice. You just go into here and basically you drag whatever overlay or the Uno overlay control into here, and then you give it a title. And basically, I'll delete this here real quick though, because I don't want to ruin it. But basically, you'll add a control. Actually, you know what? We'll show you guys. We'll make a new one. We'll go to here. We'll add the control, and then where it says it needs a Uno token right here. Basically, you will go into your Uno overlays and you will copy this token right here. And you only need to do this the first time, so it's automatically saves. And then you'll paste that. Okay, and then you'll give it a title. For instance, this is my +1. You can always change the image right here. So you can always change the image, whatever you want. I basically just kept it as like a plus sign. Let's see if we can find one. There we go. Oh, we'll just keep it as that, as this kind of a plus sign. Okay, and then down here in the action, basically you want to go down, scroll down, and then you want to basically right here is change overlay field, and then you will go down here to the field option, and then in your scoring here for player 1, so player 1, you want to give it a score counter. You're going to add a counter for the player, and then you want to increment, and basically you want to increment by 1. And that's how you add it on your Stream Deck. So that increment, every time they went around, you just press that +1. And they, as you see up here, that +1 started its work. So you can name this +1 player 1. So for the first team, or team 1, we can call them team 1. So, and kind of move them around a little bit so that it's easier to understand what's going on. So we have a team 1 here. So we want to add another one. Okay, and we're going to use maybe the same image. We'll just use the same image here. Change it like that. Okay, close this. And then we're going to call this game 1. So, and then we're also going to add that token in. And then down here, we're going to go to actions, and we're going to go to the overlay content. Basically, you're going to change the overlay field. Same thing with the first one. And in the field, you want to go down to where it's frames 1. So frames 1 means the amount of games they won. So, and then you want to add this as an increment, and then you want to add it by 1. And then now we have our games 1. And now if I press it on my Stream Deck in front of me, it will update +1 here for the games 1. And you can also do this, like I said, on the website itself. If you don't have a Stream Deck, you can just do the +1, or you can go up with the up arrow and give them a point. But having a Stream Deck is just so much easier, so much nicer. And then basically what we want to do is we want to keep adding a bunch, each one doing its own thing. For instance, this is going to reset, and we'll add the token. So this is basically going to reset the scores. You want to have a reset for the scores, and you want to have a reset for the games, by the way. Because I had a reset in the beginning where I was doing reset of both, and then I had to keep adding the numbers back for the games 1, which is kind of annoying. So I'll have a reset for both. So we're going to add 2 of them. We're going to basically add 1 here and 1 here. So we'll name this reset rounds. And then you can also change the size of it if it doesn't fit. And then we'll name this reset games. And then you will make that small enough. So we're going to add our token. We'll start with reset rounds here. Basically, we're going to go to action. We're going to change, like I said, you're basically going to use this one the whole time. You're going to change the overlay field. Now here, you're going to go here, and you're basically going to, actually, no, there's a more simpler way. Basically, we're going to add what is called a multi-action, because we want to add, we want to reset both scores for both teams. So another simple way to, instead of redoing all this again, you can just copy it, paste it, and copy, paste it. But all you have to do is just change to player 2. Just like that. So you just change it to player 2, make sure your make sure your increments are good. Just like that. Increments. Alright. So now we have for team 2 and team 1, we're going to rename this to team 2. Team 2. Just like that. Or we kind of copied this one twice. We're going to copy this one and paste this one here. And then here, we're going to change this one to frames 1 for player 2, which is team 2. So here, so to reset the rounds, we're basically going to go to what is called a multi-action. We're going to add that right here. I like to change the icon for this and make it a little closer to like a reset button. There's one that's right here. Very nice one. You can also add these from the website or the dashboard from the Stream Deck. So we're going to call that here. So basically this is going to be called reset. We can call it reset rounds. Reset rounds. We're going to resize it so it fits. And basically what's going to happen is you are going to add the Uno overlay control, and then you're going to call this team 1 rounds, and then you're going to add that token. Go to action. Sorry, I picked the wrong one. Go to action, field overlay change, and then here basically we are going to change the score for team 1, and then we're going to set it to 0. We're going to set to 0. So this is after they won or lost map 1 or map 2 or whatever map they're on. It's going to automatically bring it back to 0. So we're going to have that there, and then basically we're going to copy this. We're going to paste it again. So, and we're going to rename it to team 2 rounds, and we're going to switch this to team 2 scores. And then that's all you'll need to do there. So we're going to go back, and now we have our reset button. I'm going to remove this here because we don't need it. But right here, so let's say on our scoreboard up here, these guys they're winning by 4-2. And that's game, you guys are done. So now we're on the next map. Basically, we just either click on our stream deck right here, and we're just gonna click the button where it says reset rounds, and boom, nothing. They get reset. Now, we wanna do basically the same thing for our reset games. We can just either copy it or do it from scratch. I'm just gonna copy this because it's very simple and it's nothing that hard. So basically you'll go into here, let's reset it to reset games, and then we'll go to our actions, and then in our actions we are going to go to our frames. So this is for team 1, we're gonna reset it, set it to 0. We're gonna go to our frames for team 2, and then that's all you'll need to change there. Very simple. Now you see up here where they have the games, we're gonna hit that reset button, and it is empty right there. Now if you wanted to show zeros, you can do that through the website. You can always have it open. Basically you just have to press where it says 0 here, and then do like this, and then now it shows zeros just like that. You can do that, it doesn't really matter, nobody's gonna care. So now we have our controls for the rounds, we have our controls for the games for both teams, we have the resets just like that. And so right now all we need to see is just like that, and this is how I have it. So we can also add basically our live scene, and let's go to Streamlabs desktop here, and then scene, you're gonna choose right here what it says as scene. You're gonna add 2 scenes, and we're gonna call this one live, or you can call the other one live, either, doesn't really matter. We're gonna call this intermission, just like that, make sure it fits, boom. And then you're gonna choose the collection. It automatically does it for you once you connect it, but basically that's all it's gonna do. And then down here, you're gonna choose, for instance, your intermission, and then here you're gonna choose your live scene, and it's just like that. You can have them both colorful like this as well. All right, and that's all you need for the live scene. Now, for the instant replay, for those of you who have this stream deck, this one's a little tricky. So basically what we will do for our instant replay is we're gonna do another multi-action. Now a lot of people will think that just all we need is to do the instant replay button, but no, I have it more simpler. You basically want to add this multi-action, the same one, and we'll just keep how it is. So we'll call this replay. Okay, so basically what we're gonna do is we want our first thing to happen. So whenever we're on the live scene, our first thing we want to happen is we want to transition to our instant replay. So basically we're gonna come up here and we are going to add a scene. We're gonna call this replay. So basically it's going to switch over to the instant replay. That's the first thing it's gonna do. And then we are going to go down to this, where is it? Okay, yeah. So we're gonna go down to this multi-action. We're gonna add a delay. This delay, so it's basically it's gonna give it a certain amount of time before it switches back into the live scene. So it's gonna do it automatically for you. You don't have to touch any of the buttons. Basically, you just let it run it itself, and then it will automatically switch back. So we're gonna delay it for depending on how many seconds. I like to keep this at 25,000, which is 25 seconds. And then we'll call this delay. And then basically, let's double check here real quick here. Okay, no wait, first of all we want to add the hotkey. That's correct. So for those who have the instant replay on their Stream Deck or are going to be using their Stream Deck, basically if you didn't set up a hotkey on your keyboard, you're going to go into the settings here, and then you are going to go to hotkeys, and then whenever you press on a button here, you're going to basically give it a hotkey. Let's see, so let's take a look. So let's take a look here. Alright, so depending on what the hotkey is, this is basically what you're going to do is you're going to press save for replay on your Stream Deck here. So this is when you will press the hotkey on your Stream Deck. So we're going to add, where's the hotkey? Let me double check where it was. Been a while since I played with this. So, okay, so we're gonna add a hotkey, and the hotkey is gonna be the end button here. So we're gonna go to 4. We're gonna add your actions. We're gonna look for basically a hotkey, and I'm pretty sure it's under Streamlabs desktop. Let's take a look here. It's not. Let's take a look. System maybe. Yes, okay. So right under systems, you're gonna add this hotkey, and you're gonna put it up on top. And this hotkey basically is gonna be called replay hotkey. Okay, and then you're basically gonna assign whatever this button is. We have it as end. That's what we have it on as our settings in Streamlabs OBS, just like that. And then basically it's whenever you press this button on your Stream Deck, it's gonna press that hotkey, it's gonna switch the scene, it's gonna put a delay for 25 seconds, and then basically what you wanna do is switch back the scene, and then we'll call this live, and basically it will take you back to the live scene. Okay, and that's exactly what's gonna happen. So we're gonna go back here, we have a replay button. Let's go to our live scene. Let's make a clip. Alright, so we have our clip. Now we will press basically our button. It will take us to that instant replay. And that's exactly what's going to happen. So we're going to go back here. We have a replay button. Let's go to our live scene. Let's make a clip. And that's exactly like how you guys will notice it is. I caught mine a little short, like 25 seconds, but that's basically it. You saw how it switched over back on its own. That's the best way to set up this instant replay. It will automatically press your hotkey for starting that replay. It will automatically switch you to the instant replay scene. It will then delay it for about 25 seconds. So once that clip, and trust me, that clip, usually usually most clips are about 20-25 seconds. So it will show you that full clip, and then basically it will take you back to your live scene, and then you continue to watch the match. And that's basically it. I like to add a little bit more stuff, for instance, to remind people to subscribe to my YouTube. If you go here, you can add like a YouTube chat message and basically call this subscribe, and then you can just write whatever message you want. Make sure to subscribe, and then you can also add, for instance, a mute button, There's so many different buttons you can use. We go to where is it? I think it's in system. No, it's not. Control center. Oh, here we go. Audio devices. Basically, it's just a mute button, and then you call this mute, and then it's whatever device you choose. For instance, mine would be the Razer Siren X, which is the microphone that I am using. And you can also add whatever you want here. I like to keep this one empty just so that it keeps a space between both these point adders right here. Because if, for instance, you accidentally hit this button, don't freak out. If you hit this button on accident, you can just go back into here and re-type in whatever score it is. You can type in, for instance, the number 6. So don't freak out if you accidentally double type it. You can just go back into the website on your phone, on your tablet, on your monitor, and just re-press it. And yeah, that is it for right now for the instant replay. So we got it all set up. We got the live scene. We got the instant replay set up. In their instant replay, I would make sure we have our scoreboard. I'd like to keep it up here, just in case they're still watching the live scene, the replay, and the scoreboard. And then we have our microphone, audio, everything that is needed. And then one thing I like to add as well as a caster. Usually when I start my streams, I start my stream 20 to 15 minutes before the stream starts. And basically I make a slideshow through Canva. And it gives us a bunch of information on the stream. So the stream is starting. And basically who's playing. It's just gonna keep jumping. For instance, here we have our teams that are playing. So it's gonna look just like this. And like I said, you can create this in Canva. So that's all you will need. So here you see you get if you want to add this video kind of thing from Canva, you'll basically just add a source. It's gonna be a media file. So you go to media file here, because it's going to be an MP4 or a WebM, and basically you will add that media file, and you can always update this real quick. So if you work into Canva, you will basically see that you can just double click this and replace the MP4 there. Yeah, and that's it for our live scene, our slideshow for the game details, and then our instant replay. And the other stuff like in the intermission, be right back, you can always, fix that on your own. But that's it for those main things and setting up all the tournament information. Other than that, I would add, like I said, that transition. Make sure you have a good transition. Always add it as a stinger. And it's going to be a WebM file. So, for instance, for whenever I switch between our different scenes, it's going to be like that AGC AVA Global Cup right there. But when it switches to our instant replay, it will switch to that instant replay, making it look very nice and very professional. So yeah, so let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure to subscribe, like. Let me know what you guys think. If you have any questions, if you're having any problems, let me know. I can try to assist you guys with everything that you need. So let me know, guys, and thank you guys for watching. Make sure to subscribe. Peace.